I'm Darko Cesar, and I'm gonna be your art director for this month. So, because you're a portfolio four, you didn't work with me yet. So there we go. Hopefully, we're gonna have a fun. Now, um, you did send me your Sing Sketch uh, play blast of Maya, and that's great. But you posted it on FSO, and that's okay. But FSO is kind of like a backup if the real thing doesn't work. And what I consider real thing is actually submission form where all students are submitting, right? So just to show you how it looks, it's like this, right? All these people, students are, as they are submitting, they are their work is being posted here. So I'm checking here every day if my students posted it or not. And your Sing Sketch stuff is here. I just click and it opens. If you posted on if you're posting on FSO, I do not get any notes, notification of it. So basically, I don't know if you posted it or not. For example, like this time, I noticed that you didn't post here, so I went over there looking for you. But let's say you post something once, and then maybe, I don't know, 2 days later, you want to send me something again, like some update. I wouldn't know that you posted it again. So I wouldn't look for it. I didn't know that you posted it, right? But if you will post here, then as like I said, I'm looking for it because I can see all students, my students posting on it. On FSO, actually, I have to go and look for a specific student, and that's just additional work that it's not necessary. So that's why actually this site is created. How to get to this? It's very simple. Basically, you have to go on FSO, right? And you have to go here on preview. So when you click on preview, let's say lesson one, right? Milestone one, you will see here areas of studies link. It's in the red. So if you click on it, there is many good things that you should actually read. The names of all people who are working with the students. Here is my name and my email. But what is important here is because you are CA4, right? You have to choose your what you're going to study, and I assume, of course, that is character animation. So you should click here on character animation, right? If you click on it, now all this document opens with loads of really good informations. You have rigs here, you have all kind of stuff, environment and reminders of what you should know about animation so far, or what there is a plenty of a really good info. But what is really important for the submission form is that, just like it says here, you're supposed to go for CA4, right? That's what you are this month. So you click on CA4, more info, please read it. But on the submission, you will see that it says link, right? It says that you're first blocking because it's the first week, right? So you're blocking, and you actually did it because I looked through it already, and yes, you blocked your animation, so that's all fine. It's just you should go and click on this link, or you can go here and click on here. It doesn't really matter. Either way will bring you to the same place. So when you click on it, this submission form opens. You have to fill it up, and that's gonna submit your stuff here, right? As you can see, there are two places. One here is sorry, for your play blast in SyncSketch. That's actually where I'm gonna really be looking, and because I can actually draw and put the comments over there, it's much easier for me to explain to you stuff. And also here, if you post your Maya file, or you have maybe some sketches, maybe you have some movies, whatever you would like to post, you post here too, right? So these two posts, if you go back, it's here we are. So your phone number, the milestone you're turning in, that's not really important. You can put whatever you want here. Actually, a phrase. Milestone is 4, right? CA4, but no, actually, milestone is a 1 because it's a week 1. Sorry, I got confused for a moment. But the phase, actually, to be honest with you, I don't know what a phase really means in here in CG animation, because it's a week 1, and we know it's a blocking stage, so you can choose whatever you want. It's not important here. Here is a SyncSketch, right? And here you put your Maya file and maybe some reference movies, whatever you have, or sketches, and then you just submit, and that's pretty much all. All right, so let's go back and let's see actually your animation. There you go. Okay, so I guess there is a guy who is peeking through the window and then climbing on the window, jumping down, and checking if anybody is around, and kind of trying to be a very secret, right? Secretive about it. I did look at your where is it now? Reference, and the reference is completely fine. The thing is that I don't see here, of course, the legs, and because you were cutting your animation the same way, we don't see the legs. That is fine. Maybe you should, move camera a little bit away. Not right away. You can start here, but as he's climbing on the window, maybe you can pull the camera, zoom out a bit. So we're gonna see a little bit more of him jumping down, because if you actually look here, you will notice that as he's jumping down, that we never lose him. You see, he's going down, boom, he's still here, and then there you go. He really never went out of the camera field. But that's actually happened in your case, where as he jumped out, boom, he disappeared here. It would be nice simply because it's a chance for you to show actually your knowledge of animation, how actually guy jumped, how he landed, and how he got up again, and all that stuff. So maybe you can actually pull out of here a little bit your camera. Now, I think I can close that. Another thing is that as you start, you're starting with him. Here is your Maya file, right? So you're starting with him standing on the ground, and I wouldn't, because what is the point? why not to have him on this pedestal what you built right away? So all these movements, this one, that one, and this one, all this is pretty much the same, except that instead of having stretched legs on the tippy toes, he can actually stand here all the time. Another thing, I noticed that this is your first key on frame 20. Why you don't have starting key? What's gonna happen from 1 to 20? You should have a key on frame 1, right? So this pose just keyed on frame 1. Now there is a thing. So you wouldn't have to deal with this because he will be already there. Now, okay, I'm looking this as a blocking stage. So of course there will be lots of this kind of penetration of the geometry and lots of mechanical movements because the breakdowns are missing at this stage. That's all okay. Now the thing is that although in your reference the guy Jim Carrey in this case actually he's stepping up with the foot right away on this thing. In reality, we actually would probably step there with the knee. So if we would go up here, then probably we would have a maybe. Oh man, that's it. So we might have the knee coming first here, right? So I know that you have a different case in your reference, but your reference is a live action, and because it's live action, we buy it right away. Everything looks fine. But sometimes in animation we have to actually adjust your movements, otherwise it just looks kind of strange. Because look, if he just kind of steps up here, where is his knee here? He should be definitely, even if you go with this foot here, right, to land, this upper body, right, should be over that knee, so you can push this thing up. In order to accommodate this foot, I mean this leg and the foot here, right? So you can actually, you should be pushing this stuff up, because again, if you look here, you're gonna notice how when he he gets up, his knee is here, still under his chest, but his top of the back is all the way to the top of the window. There is no space, so he's been pushed all the way up, and then he comes with the other leg, and he's really cramped on the top, next to the top of the window. Then he jumps. Small anticipation here, and then whoop, and goes down. Now, saying here, you can you know, do something, because when he climbs up, first with one leg, right, and then he goes up for the second one, you can definitely push him up. I think actually that's what I did. I was playing a little bit before I started recording, so I pushed this a little bit up. What is bothering me? All right. So anyhow, I did push this up. So now you can see that he's with his back all the way up to the window, right? You can push it even maybe more if you want. And of course you have to rotate him, especially the front part, so that he's not going with the head through the wall. But you know, the head would have to be rotated a little bit down. So anyhow, just try to get closer to your reference movie, because the reference looks pretty good. All right. So once again, when he goes up, right, he looks first on one side and then he looks on the other side. I would you can also rotate his chest a little bit more. So when his head rotates this way, his chest should also rotate a little bit more that way, you know. So maybe this arm behind will go a little bit higher, and this one a little bit lower, and the same thing over here, right? You can, as the head is rotated this way, the chest should be also rotated that way a little bit. So when he's moving his head, the chest is also moving, right? That's really important, because we don't want any isolated moves where just some body parts are moving. Pretty much everything should move, not at the same intensity, right? Some stuff moves more, some less, but what is important is that you know, everything moves. So let's go further. Like I said, here he should go higher, because to accommodate this leg here, right? Then he puts his other leg up there, but look at that. You know, this whole body should be here, right above the legs, and then he's gonna go in some anticipation. He goes down, recovers. Like I said, I would like to zoom out more so that actually we see him as he is landing. maybe not all the way, maybe just up to the you know, the hips, but still it would be nice to see him. Now when he gets up, right, this is what we call isolated movement, where he turns only his head. There should be some kind of movement here. As I was looking in your reference, he actually is, as he is looking with the head towards the right side, you know, this area is already moving back, and it's kind of turning the other way. So that's important, because as you can see, when he moves, nothing is stationary, nothing freezes so that only one part would move. Everything moves all the time, something more, something less. That's really important. So when he looks this way, his chest can move this way, or actually opposite way as you have it on your reference. So that would be fine, what you have here. Now let me take a look at Maya. As he lands, there should be stretch pose. A stretch pose is when he lands as a contact, right? His contact on the ground here should be straight legs first, with a contact on the heels with the toes up, and after that he would go down in squash pose. And that squash pose should be just you should bend the back, because this way it looks very stiff. Look at his back, it's very stiff, nothing really happens. I know that this is what's kind of happened in your reference, but you have to adjust your reference for animation to look better. And then when he starts moving, you have to shift his weight. You cannot just start moving with the leg this way if you don't first move his hips on opposite way, right? So you have to put his upper weight over this leg, over the left leg, so that he can move his left leg away. Otherwise, that will be physically impossible. And you shouldn't just slide these legs, the feet on the ground. You should actually raise a bit so that maybe only toes are sliding the most, not the whole foot. So that's pretty much it. I think for the blocking stage, it looks pretty good. So now you have to please adjust the stuff that I told you in those notes, and for next time try to build more keys and the breakdowns. Now the breakdowns are really important because they are the images that will connect these keys. Because if you have only keys, animation will look very stiff. That's why we have breakdowns that are breaking down these stiff movements, and they put flexibility in our in animation, right? So now we need anticipations, and we need all other kind of stuff that is important for animation to really look natural and organic. If you have any questions, please send me an email. If not, I will, I'll wait for your next post, and please follow my instructions where you're supposed to post it, so that I know that you did post. That I don't have to look for you on FSO. And good luck. Thank you very much.